Greetings, guys. This is Sophie, and today I want to introduce you to my first topic of Unspoken. Uh, Thank you for passing by. Thank you for uh, considering and subscribing. I'm grateful that you did. Thank you even for listening to me, and especially the young person in secondary schools, in universities, and in colleges. So today I want to speak about the importance of developing your own what skills. Yeah, developing your own skills as you practice. Yes, exactly that. Developing your own skills as you practice something, whatever, you know. And I want to reference, or I want to recap what I talked about in my previous video, where I was introducing myself and how I came about this thing of speaking to students. Of course, I've worked with young people, and I said that young people are a piece of my passion. And definitely, when you see them doing some mistake here and there, you definitely want to inform them, hey, no, you're on the wrong track. You need to get on the right track, you know, because there's no way a wrong road will lead to good good premise, you know. Yeah, and definitely, or maybe to paraphrase what I'm saying, is that if you're on the wrong road, as in you're headed towards the wrong direction. If, for example, you're supposed to go to the market, which is on the north, and then you decide you take a route that is on the south, definitely you're not going to arrive. Yeah, and that's the same even when it comes to what to building a skill, you know, building a from a point of passion, you know, or from a point of just decision, making a decision that this is exactly what you want to do as a student, you know. So, of course, in that first video, I was introducing myself. I was saying, while I was in college, I saw two types of people. The ones who strived to build something, you know, and they managed, you know. And to give an example, I'm talking about students who I saw building a career or a skill. And for example, those who are in public speaking, you know, they decided that they will be introducing every speaker, you know. They position themselves to be introducing every speaker that will be speaking in the chapel, you know. And of course, by doing that, they gained experience. And of course, if there's any other visitor who is coming in campus, they were sought out by the university to introduce them, to introduce those guests to introduce them to various departments. And if there's a gathering of students for these people to speak to the students, definitely these guys too are the ones who are used to introducing them, these visitors around the campus. And definitely by the end of their tenure in the university, these guys earned a lot of skills. And when it came to looking for jobs, because they mastered the skills of speaking and getting comfortable at speaking anywhere on before the cameras and everything. Definitely, when they went to look for job, they were not starting from scratch, you know. And so there was this other student. Let's say that I talked about student A, and now I'm talking about student B. who just went to class and a lot of time to lounge, you know, and a lot of time to like, the student could not wait for class to end, for them to just go out there on the streets to just loiter, you know. They don't want even to reflect on what they learned, you know. And that student comes out of the college or university with only knowledge. And it's not even proper aligned knowledge, you know. Sometimes there's no learning that has taken place. You just memorize scripture, no, not scripture, you memorize words. Okay, as a subject for the purpose of passing exam. And I'm telling you, that's not good enough. If you're a student, you're doing that, please, you're doing wrong. Because when you're coming out here, you're coming to say that education in Kenya is not good, or the government is not providing job, but it's you who never did, who never went an extra mile to do something, you know, with yourself when you encourage them. And I'm telling you, these students, when they came out looking for internship. Imagine, they came out looking for internship. And this student A, who did who just involved himself in volunteering to work, volunteering to introduce guests in college and introduce in chapel, introduce the speaker, introduce the what. Every other time they were in front line to when it comes to any gathering that needs an interaction. Of course, definitely they gain skill. So when they're coming out there, they're not even needing to go for internship. So there's a big difference. Someone is coming out of college, going straight to get a job, you know, even if it's not well-paying job, you know, and the other person is coming out to look for internship. You know, you look for practice, you look for a place to practice what you've learned, and then later you get a job. You waste your whole year. Again, it's cumbersome because your parents maybe are supporting your other siblings, and so there's no money to really support you in your upkeep, and it feels awkward. So I want to pause here and ask you a question. Are you student A? Are you student B? You know, please, I request you to make better choices when it comes to this, you know. And again, even if it's not in school, let's say when you go for holidays and your parents are farmers, you know, and you're passionate, you're not going to farming because your parents are farmers, you know, you definitely are watching, or you're just keen enough to notice how your parents are doing for example, the cattle rearing, you know, how they feed them, how they grow those, the feeds, you know, and so on and so forth, you know. By volunteering yourself, or by being intentional about learning how it's done, I'm telling you, but definitely you learn something, and if it comes to a time, it's come to a point where you decide to venture into rearing cattle. You'll not start from scratch, you know. You may decide to go into livestock keeping as an alternative income, you know. As you clear school, maybe you're working out there and you're supplementing your income, so you decide to do livestock keeping, and so you not start from scratch. And that will be that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I'm telling you, there's nothing that comes. There's nothing that you'll ever not learn from some people who have done it. Always you find that it's easier when you learn from people who are doing it than just coming to figure out things by yourself. You know, you avoid so many mistakes. So be keen, be keen when it comes to being intentional. Be keen when it comes to being intentional. If you're a student, be keen to being intentional on how things are done, because starting afresh, it will cost you. It will cost you more. Actually, yes, it will cost you more. So again, I want to say that I want to echo a statement made by John Maxwell. John C. Maxwell says that even if your grandfather, I'm paraphrasing, even if your grandfather was tall, you have to grow your own skill. Yeah, you have to do your own growing. That's how he puts it. Yes, for example, even if your son of Uhuru, the former president, or your the current president, or you are whoever the son of the big people, highly praised people in the government, definitely you have to do your own growing. You know, you have to learn there's no one who learn for you how it feels to be rejected. You know, that one you have to learn by yourself. Even in leadership, where your parents are politicians, you'll have to grow your own style of adding adding the people, your subject, the people that you're ruling over. You know, you have to grow that skill. You know, it will not happen just because you're someone's president. So basically, ideally, I see young people who are like avoiding the uncomfort of learning a skill, you know, or going through something so that they learn a skill. They learn how things are done. You know, I see them avoiding that, and most of the time they are out, ranching, out there partying, you know. And when they come out here, they're getting frustrated. You know, things are not easy. You know, and this is part of the unspoken, that you have to grow your own skill. You have to grow your own. There's no one who will do it for you. Even if your parents are highly placed, please don't even think that. Don't even think that direction, that things will just happen for you. You know, yeah. Of course, we've seen very miserable children of very highly praised people in the society, and definitely they never learned, you know, anything. They never learned anything. So they're coming out there, they don't know where to start. So please, if you're a student out there, learn to do something. Learn even to listen. Learn to ask questions. You know, learn. Make it a point of learning every other day. You know. And most of the time, I find you thinking that it seems like you have a lot of time in campus, and that's why you're coming out here, you know, to do so many things out here, you know, and it's because you're not even reflecting on what you're learning. You know, you're not asking yourself, whatever I learned, if I'm a business student, how does it reflect? Is it true? Whatever the teacher is saying, whatever the lecturer is saying, is it true? You know, you question things to learn, and you imagine, and you try to remember whether you saw whatever they are talking about, whether you've seen it, you know, and even you see, when you give something a thought, a deeper thought, you're able even to see maybe how your parents are doing, if they're in business, how they're doing it wrong, you know, and if you decide to go to be an entrepreneur, you will avoid some of the mistakes that your parents may be doing, because you're in class, you're informed, and maybe you're incorporating new strategy that's out in the market. So if you get into the same market, the same business, you should be doing better, you know, because there's a variation, you know, as a result of being in school at such a time like this, when technology is high. and such thing. So I want to encourage you to, because you have to, yeah. Hey, it's like a rite of passage, you have to go through it. You have to be baptized by fire, and that's, yes. There's no easy way about it. There's no easy way about it. You got to learn. You got to go through the processes that others are going through. I know. And thank God, because if you get into, for example, if you're meant to be a business person, it's easier. It's easier. If you're aligned, or if you decide to learn some skills through practice, yeah, definitely it will be easier for you when you come to practice out here, and definitely it will be easier for you because you really put it in your hand and you go through, and if I was saying, if it's in line with what you're created to be a business person, then it will be easier, because there are some of the things that you will do with a lot of ease, yeah. It's maybe an example of a guitarist, someone who plays guitar. If you really talented, if you're gifted in playing guitar, it will be so easy for you to even listen to the keys. If someone is off keys, you definitely be able to hear and say, nah, there's something wrong with that key, because there are other what can I say? There are other factors incorporated in you that are able to hear those sound, But if someone else is not is not gifted in that, it will be so hard. It will be so. In fact, yes, you can learn, but it will be so tedious. So the same with my point is the same person. My point is my point is, if you're gifted in business and you put your mind to learn business practically, it will be easier for you. Yeah. If you're gifted in farming and you put your interests to learn how farming is done, it will be easier for you. It will be so easy for you that than the person who has no gift in that. So alignment. That takes me to alignment, and so sometimes you will not, as a young person, you may not even get to get a chance to practice something that is in line with your inside abilities, but keep learning, and or switch. You can even decide to switch, yeah, you can decide to switch so that you learn if you livestock keeping, and you feel that you're more inclined to farming than livestock keeping, and you are into livestock practice, or you're interested in livestock, and you're made up your mind that you're learning, definitely you can switch, yeah. And of course there are so many other fields like IT. There are people gifted in IT, yeah. And if you find in school, maybe you're interested in, you're inclined towards public speaking, and you still feel that you can learn IT, there's still chance for that, you can find a way. What am I saying? Basically, I'm saying that yes, learning a skill is like a rite of passage. You will have to do it. So the earlier you start, you start learning that, the better for you, you know, the better for you. And that's not spoken. This is not spoken. Yeah. And maybe to add, let me not add anything. Basically, this videos become too long. What am I saying? So I'm saying get to practice whatever that you feel that you can do. And please, can you comment? If you're a student, you find this video, can you comment? And write where you think you're what? You're passionate about, or the opportunity that's right before you. What can you learn? What can you do while in college? What can you decide to get into? You know, as a volunteer, you know, what is that? Can you write? What is the opportunity of volunteer work ahead of you or in front of you as of now? Thank you very much. I hope you've learned something, and I'm so grateful. Please consider subscribing for more of this. I'm so much grateful for your time. Thank you so much.